Can you just kind of walk us through your decision on why you decided to come back to Carolina and what you're kind of looking to accomplish, personally and as a team next season?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, can y'all hear me well? Okay.
You got the
Um,
best. You got the best setup of anybody. What are you?
I know I'm at the gaming setup, but I don't usually use it for Zoom, man. I got to make sure that
we know you
right.
show off.
But no, I would just say I mean, there's too many reasons. Like personally, for me, I just felt like there's too many reasons for me like to not go. I mean, to stay. You know what I mean? So like, there's so many reasons, whether it be the amount of playing time I had this past season. I think I only got like 4 games in. Between the guys we got coming back, I mean, we got a Heisman candidate at quarterback. We got a whole offensive line returning. I mean, there's so many different factors that I could pull from, but I just feel like where we're at as a team and where we're headed, it's something that I really want to be a part of. And so just getting the opportunity to be able to come back and enjoy that with my teammates and have one more year with them, something that I wasn't going to let just pass up, so I'm grateful for it.
You talked about, not playing a lot of games this year. Can you just kind of talk about what it was like dealing with your injury this season? I know you had surgery as well, but can you just kind of walk us through what that was like for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, it was just really, it was a battle. I mean, it was a challenge. I kind of really messed it up, or I kind of noticed that like it was messed up probably like right before camp had started. It was like starting to get sore. And then once camp really got started and stuff, I was talking with the trainers, with the coaches and stuff, and just letting them know how I was feeling. And I mean, there was kind of signs that it was turning into a sports hernia and stuff. And we just, with the position that we were in at the moment, like there's not a lot of guys that get the surgery done and then can come back in the middle of the season. So like pretty much the only option that I was looking towards was, I mean, obviously I wanted to play, so I was going to go with whatever gave me the best chance to play. And the best shot I had was trying to maintain it throughout the season. And I did the best I could. The trainers were a huge help. The strength staff was a huge help with me, just trying to make sure that I was as healthy as I could possibly be. But it just got to the point to where, I mean, whenever you have a core injury like that, especially playing receiver, I mean, I'm trying to run full speed routes and then stop on a dime and stuff. And that's just like a lot of pressure on your stomach and core muscles and stuff. So after a while, it just really started to wear on me. And I told them once I had finally decided that I was going to be coming back for another year, excuse me, once I decided I was going to be coming back for another year, then I went ahead and told them that I was ready to get the surgery done. And then that's where we went from there.
Thanks, Beau.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll go to Alyssa. Alyssa, go ahead.
So we've seen what Sam Howell can do, and there's a lot of preseason hype about him. How excited are you to come back and be on the receiving end of that, especially considering your guys' chemistry you already have there?
Oh, I mean, I could go on and on about that. Like I said earlier, I mean, it's a blessing to be able to come back with a team that we have, with the guys that we have. But I mean, you put Sam Howell at the front of that to lead us into games every Saturday. I mean, I got all the confidence in the world in that guy, and I know he does in the rest of the team. And I mean, it goes both ways. I love our team and where we're at right now and where we're headed. And like I said, just having a guy like Sam Howell, the stuff, the playmaking ability that he has, of the accuracy that he has. I mean, the list goes on. But I mean, it's an awesome feeling whenever you got a gunslinger like that back there, and definitely really excited to get to work with him again.
All right, we'll go to Dina King. Dina, go ahead.
Hey, Beau, the wide receiver room is really well stocked. You got to see Josh and Coffrey and the others play. Just wanted your opinion, Emery, Simmons, your opinion on their progress through the last year.
I mean, everybody's just been progressing really well. I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, our receiving room is stacked, even with Daz and Diami leaving. It's a competitive room, and so if you're going to be on the field, I mean, you got to compete for your playing time in practice, and so that just pushes everybody to get better. And so I think, especially through this past year, and then moving forward, the trend is just going to be forward and going up. So I'm really excited to get back on the field and start working out with those guys again, because like I said, they make me better. And I know the competition between everybody makes everybody better. So definitely, I think everybody's progressing in a really, really great and bright way. So I'm excited for it.
You're going to be the veteran. A lot of the young guys are going to be looking at you at leadership. You got 3 young guys coming in. What are you going to tell them to expect?
I mean, I feel like I would just say the biggest thing for any new guy coming into college, into the college world and stuff, is just the expectations that the coaches have and that the team has at this point now. Because that's one thing that we had to learn with Coach Mack, was how to practice consistently every single day and try to bring an edge to practice every single day, because it's not something that's easy to do. But ever since that Coach Brown and his staff has been here, that's something that they drilled into us. And I think that's something that, to keep the culture going and to keep the culture where it's at now, it's through our practice habits. And so that's one thing for sure that we're going to be hammering into the new guys, is just making sure that they know that whenever you step on the practice field, like, it's time to go to work and we got an expectation that we have to meet. So that'll probably be the main thing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll move to Greg Barnes. Greg, go ahead.
Hey, Beau, I got cut off just a minute ago, so I apologize if you've already answered this. But with regard to your injury, did you recall a moment in the preseason when that happened, or was that just kind of a gradual thing that popped up?
It was a little bit of both. There was definitely, because there was a time whenever I'd said earlier, there was a time whenever I could kind of feel like it was getting sore, and I knew that like something was kind of wrong. Like it wasn't as bad as like where it was whenever I was like, okay, I need to go get surgery, but it was definitely giving me some problems. And then we were in practice, and I think it was against like Patrice. It was against Patrice Renee. We were just running routes, and I had broke down really quick, and I tried throwing him by. And whenever I broke down and tried throwing him by at the same time, I just felt something kind of pulling my stomach. And that was definitely like whenever I was like, okay, like something's really messed up. And then that's whenever we like really started looking into it and trying to figure out what was going on. But what I'd say, I don't know if you missed it earlier, but I told them that pretty much it was either get surgery and miss the whole season, or try to play through it and see where I try to manage my pain levels. And so that's what I was trying to do. But then once I made the decision to come back, it was kind of just like, there's no point in trying to push through it anymore. So I went ahead and got the surgery done.
And you had a somewhat of a breakout season in 2019, just in terms of frustration level, when you had this kind of nagging injury that you potentially can play through, but not going to be at your best. How challenging was that, kind of, at a personal level, knowing that you had a nagging injury?
I mean, personally, it definitely took a toll on me a little bit, but I would not say that it was anything that was like clouding over me or anything, just because, I mean, it's definitely frustrating. I mean, my whole mindset was to graduate this past semester and hopefully be training this spring. And I just had all these plans and goals personally that I had set out for myself. But I mean, I never question anything that happens to me, really. So I just try to take the chance, take the cards that you're dealt and play your best hand. So I'm trying to play the best hand I got right now. And I think I got a pretty good one. I know, coming back with a whole offensive returning team. I mean, the defense has got a bunch of returners. So I think I'm in a great spot. I'm not going to complain too much about what happened this past season. I'm just trying to move forward from it and just try to get better and stronger.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we go to Andrew Jones. Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, Beau, last August, we heard a lot about Josh Downs. Coach Longo talked a lot about him. Mac did a few times. And then in the Orange Bowl, we finally got a chance to see a lot of Josh Downs. From your vantage point, how did he kind of grow through the course of the season, and what kind of player do you expect next year?
I mean, going back to what I was talking about with like the progressions of being able to see players progress through the competition of practice, I think that is definitely one guy that I loved watching him practice, just because, I mean, Josh got here and he had the mentality that he was going to work his butt off because he wanted to see the field this year. And so that's exactly what he did. And when his time came, he made the most of it. So it was just really exciting just to be, from my point of view, with being sitting out halfway through the season, like there was a lot of practices I got to watch, a lot of one-on-one reps and stuff, and just watching Josh come out and go to work and really embody the mentality that we've been preaching since he got here. The dude's a freak, and it's exciting to see him see what he could do on the Orange Bowl. But I mean, I knew way before that the stuff that he was going to be capable of. So I'm really excited to be playing with him and to get to work with him too. So we're looking forward to it.
We got a chance to see Joffrey with some explosive plays, but also a variety of stuff. Seems like he's got a fairly wide to his game. How is he different than Diami, and where do you see his ceiling?
I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but I really think that Joffrey might be a little bit faster. I know they're going to have some arguments if they end up getting a hold of this interview, but Joffrey's speed might be a little bit quicker, a little bit twitchier than Diami's. But I mean, for him, I mean, the ceiling is the roof for him, you know. One of those kind of deals. Like as long as he keeps on putting in the work and keeps progressing the way that he has been, I mean, the sky's the limit for the kid. I mean, Joffrey's a really athletic dude, and like I said, he doesn't have quite the height or the strength of his brother, but where he lacks the height and strength, I mean, he makes up for it in his speed and quick twitch. So I mean, you get him the ball in space, and you've seen it before. I mean, he's gonna leave people in his tracks. So,
Well, thanks. Appreciate that.
absolutely.
Beau, you don't need to worry about that. The Yami's on record publicly saying.
Oh, did he already give it up? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've heard him say it once or twice, so I don't feel bad about it.
All right, good to know.
Ross Martin, you're up.
Hey, Beau, are you, I don't know if you already said this, are you 100% good to go for conditioning work and spring practice?
I'm pretty close. I wouldn't say quite 100% yet. I'm doing some personal workouts right now with me and the strength staff and myself, and I'll probably be back working with the team in a few weeks. I'm not exactly sure the timetable and how slow they're easing me back into everything, but just with the timing of my surgery and then the timing of my rehab between, I was doing a bunch of my PT back home. Actually, they had sent orders home to a physical therapist that I was working with back in Texas. So between going back to Texas, then back up to North Carolina, then out to Miami, then back to Texas, and then back up here, like my rehab has been going well. I'm definitely progressing the right way, but not exactly like right where I want to be. So just between all the traveling and stuff. So I'll probably give it another week or two, and I'll be back with the team for sure.
Cool. And I asked Garrett this, what's it like catching a ball from Sam Howell? Can you kind of go into what's that like?
Are we talking deep balls or like those little drag slants that are right in front of him?
Just anything, man. However you want to take the question.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I heard, I think it might've been our own page. It might've been Tar Heel Football that had released like some highlights of him or something, but they had like the commentator in the background talking about how he was the prettiest deep ball thrower in college football. And I think like that's, as far as deep balls goes, like that's probably the best way to describe him. I mean, his deep ball is literally, we'll work on it right now. And like, obviously I can't go out in full sprint right now, but I'll go and jog a little bit, and he drops it in a bucket every single time. It's crazy. So, I mean, he's just extremely talented, extremely accurate. And it's crazy because I mean, he has the ability to put some zip on it. Obviously, like he has a really strong arm, but like no matter how hard he throws it, like he always leaves enough touch on it to whenever you're catching it, it's not like you're just catching a rocket ship coming at you. But I mean, it's a nice firm ball, and it's an easy ball to catch. So I mean, it's great being able to work with him. Like I said, I love having him back there at QB. So it's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move to CL Brown. CL, go ahead.
Hey, Beau, I just wanted to get your thoughts on what you felt like the biggest difference is this offseason for the team, given kind of the momentum and the excitement that everybody feels about next season.
Right. I would just say, I mean, one thing for sure, like just the fact that we have a full off season that we get to go into and like actually get the benefits out of. Cause I mean, last year we were damn on Zoom doing squats with backpacks filled with books and stuff. So this off season with the, like you said, with the hype and the energy that we have going in from where we just left off. I mean, the mindset, the work ethic, I think everybody, the culture that we got right now is crazy. Everything's buzzing around the building. Everybody's happy to be back. It's an exciting thing to be a part of. And so I think just going into this off season, just keeping that mindset and that same kind of mentality that we had leaving the season, I think will definitely carry us through this off season and through the summer workouts and get us ready to go for the fall. Cause I mean, we're expecting some big things and we're coming after it cause we're hungry.
All right. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we'll wrap up with Luke Buxton.
Oh, what's up, man? Two questions. One, you think about the 2022 NFL draft and your resume for what that will be. What kind of things are you looking to add on that resume in terms of kind of skills, different position strengths to be ready for the draft next year?
Definitely one thing that I want to get back to working on. I mean, I got a whole list of stuff that I want to be able to work on once I get to 100% health, but I want to be able to definitely be able to get out of my breaks quicker. I want to be able to get out of them in like 2 to 3 steps. I think sometimes like I'm pretty close to getting out of them like 3, but I know sometimes it gets to like about 4 steps, 4 or 5 if I'm tired. So I'm trying to get to that repetition to where I can really get out of my breaks quicker, because being a big dude, if you can get out of them, if you can sink your hips and get out of them quick, I mean, that's a huge thing. And then another thing that I want to really take pride in just going into this next year is my blocking, because I mean, I feel like I did a decent job while I was in there this past year for the reps that I did get. But one of the biggest things that I think shows how much you what kind of teammate you are, what kind of player you are, is how you're acting and how you're moving when the ball's not in your hand. So just staying kind of keeping that in mind. I just want to be a great player whenever the ball's not in my hands, and then just work on my release package. And I mean, all the minute stuff that goes with running routes. I definitely want to be able to fine tune my routes as good as possible so I can be the best route runner possible, and then just use all the tools that I already have and that I've been using to continue to improve my game.
And quick follow-up, away from football, I saw you took up another sport in the off season with esports, and you got the mic set up, says it all. Kind of tell us about kind of how you use that outside of football as a hobby, and then what's the future of Twitch and gaming for you?
As far as the future, I don't know. That's a very good question, but I would love to, if I could make it to the points where like video games was no longer a hobby but a job, that would be freaking awesome. But right now, I mean, like, I'm so locked in on football, and like it's hard to chase two dreams at one time. So right now I'm just chasing football and then like staying good at the video game. So when that time comes around, I'll be ready for it. But I mean, my setup right now, I got a pretty sweet setup. I built my computer with my dad back in like, I think sophomore year of high school. He helped me rig it up, and then I've been adding some stuff to it ever since. But I mean, I've just always loved video games. Video games and football is definitely, or sports in general, I guess, has always been kind of my outlet. So anytime I had some stuff going on with me, I was either on the sticks or I was on the field.
What's your best game?
Right now, Call of Duty for sure. I've played the absolute heck out of Call of Duty, like for no reason too, because I haven't been streaming it or anything. I streamed it during that tournament, but I mean, I don't have any plans to stream or anything until I can start making money from it. So I'm waiting on the NCAA for that one.
You're in the lab now. Appreciate it, Beau.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had another one pop in, Beau. You got Gregory Hall.
Oh, I was just curious, if you and Sam switched positions and you were a quarterback and he was a wide receiver, who would be better at the new position?
Job? Oh goodness.
Wait, let me get Sam on FaceTime here.
Yeah, get him on here.
I would say, I don't know. Are we talking like we're staying at the college level? Like this isn't no 7-on-7 or like?
No. Like if you were UNC's quarterback and he was a UNC wide receiver, who's better?
See, that's an interesting question, because I got a newfound respect for quarterbacks once I got to college. Like a college quarterback is a damn tough job. So I want to be careful when I answer this, but I don't know. Like, even though Sam has some receiving touchdowns, like don't look at the stats, because I think I have one pass in like the history of Carolina and it's an interception. So don't worry about that. But even though he has 2 touchdowns, I think that if you gave me some time and let me warmed up and gave me some coaching, I think I might be able to pull it off a little bit better than Sam, but I don't know.
All right, I'll have to ask Sam next time we talk to him and see if he agrees.
We know the answer.
Yeah,
Thanks, Beau.
don't go off the stats. Yeah, for sure.